Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Maroon 5 cover band podcast. This is MVCBP EP3, which means that it is the third episode of the Maroon 5 cover band podcast. And we are so excited to finally get back into this again. Really sorry it's taken this long for episode 3, guys. That's honestly a lot of balls have been dropped recently.
It's been like a week or two. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
a lot of people, something I think about sometimes, a lot of people don't even make their beds in the morning, when they first get up. Yeah. And that's a level a lot of people are functioning at, so I'd say we're doing, pretty well.
That's true. I guess we can't be too hard on ourselves. I just think, if you're trying to produce something for people, fans, people who are counting on
Jesus Christ, we're on vacation.
Yeah, that's true. That's another big news. That's kind of why we're doing this.
Welcome to the tropical themed episode of the MVCBP podcast. We're in beautiful Fort Lauderdale by the Sea, which is a part of Florida, the state, and we're having a great time. I think we both needed to get away.
Oh, God.
It's been a long time since I've had a vacation like this. Whole week away, not keeping up with my phone, not responding to any messages from Helen or anything like that. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I was surprised that Helen didn't want to come on the trip with us. It's just kind of a bro fest right now, which has been awesome.
Well, like I said in the last podcast, we need some space, and I think that, it's something that is good for both of us as a couple. Is probably not talking for a couple weeks at least. Yes. While she sorts out the kind of the issues she's been having with her mother, not emotional issues, but her mother broke her leg, so. Although her mom does, she kind of has like an emotional issue sort of vibe she gives off.
What do you
sometimes?
Mean?
Just like, sad, I guess, kind of annoying.
Huh.
That sort of thing. So, I'm drinking a coconut-themed coffee right now.
As am I.
We were going to do this outside, but it was kind of windy, which is a shame because it's beautiful outside. There's iguanas crawling about.
Yeah, I like to think of the iguanas sort of as the Florida version of squirrels because they're
interesting.
Yeah, they're climbing up trees, they're scurrying about. It's just yeah,
they both have tails.
They both have tails. They've got those claws. Not rodents. I think squirrels are rodents.
If you painted the squirrel green, I'm not sure I could tell the difference.
Well, I could. One's got a bushy tail. One's...
You don't have to be a dick. I'm just kidding. I could, tell the fucking difference between a spray painted green squirrel and an iguana. I'm just, you're the one who brought it up, so.
Well, yeah, you were the one that said it. I just think it's a little funny that oh, wow, green squirrel looks just like a lizard.
Well,
I don't need to get critical. I've had a few drinks. I'm just a little on edge.
I think we've all had a few drinks.
That's the truth. I'm drinking a tequila tonic, which really fits well with the theme, I think, of the tropical nature of this particular podcast.
I'm drinking a Four Loko over here, and I'm drinking a Four Loko at the same time as the coconut coffee because they recently changed their formula, so there's not as much caffeine.
Well, it wasn't recent. It was like 10 years ago they changed their formula.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the exact date, but when's the last time you had a Four Loko?
Couple weeks.
Yeah, they didn't change their formula in a couple weeks.
Well, a couple weeks ago, I also had a coffee. But I think when I first started drinking Four Lokos, they were better than this. Back then you only had to drink like a couple of Lokos, and you could be gone. And now it's like, yeah, you're gonna need 4 of them. It's like the name.
Damn, that's Yeah, that's actually a pretty good joke.
Well, it's not it's partially a joke, but I'm also being serious. I think that...
What do you think the marketing team kind of planned that? Like when they... Because the whole thing was they just changed the alcohol content, right? So did they make it into... Like, did they divide it by 4? And they're like, oh, however, like, you're going to have to drink 4 of these new Four Locos to make one.
Well, it was always called Four Locos, so it was more of a punchline on their joke. It's kind of like if...
Why was it called Four Locos?
It's kind of like if Allstate changed their name to 8 State. Like, you couldn't go back and say, oh, there's always 8 of them.
I'm not following.
It was always Four Loko, whereas it wasn't always 8 State, because it's not. It's Allstate.
It's never been 8 State. I don't think it ever will be 8 State.
Right, that's my point. Unlike Four Loko, which was always like and unlike Four Loko. Like, they didn't change their name because of changing the alcohol content.
Yeah,
and sure. I think maybe you're thinking they did.
Oh, okay, sure, whatever. I mean, bottom line, I'm just interested in marketing and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's always a need for marketing cars, I've noticed. I don't know if you're interested in that industry, but you see a lot of, like, advertisements, on TV and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching advertisements all day because I kind of have to do that for my job.
What do you do again? It's like,
Well, I do marketing. I'm a marketing graphic design consultant for various brands. Some big, some small.
Is it like freelance?
No, I work at a small firm.
Yeah, small businesses. That's great. Love that.
Yeah,
we need to support them any way we can.
We do, yeah. But yeah, I mean, with that experience, that's partially why. Yeah, with that experience that I have, marketing and graphic design, that's part of the reason why our MVCBP page on Instagram looks so consistent. And, the branding is pretty tight, I'd say. I mean, I'm always learning things and brushing up, but that's
looks
why.
Great.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really proud of. I guess the consistency, the overall look.
The font you made is great.
Well, I didn't make the font.
Oh, you didn't make it?
Yeah, no, I didn't make the font. The font's Arial Narrow. It's actually used on a bunch of big brands. I mean, Target uses it, BMW uses it, American Airlines uses it. Like, so many people use it.
I don't understand how you're designing it if you didn't, like, even make the font.
Well, there's a lot of things that go into, like, okay, which version of the font do you use? Do you use the narrow version? Do you use the bold version? Also, how do you use it? Do you use all caps?
I was just under the impression it was like that you literally made the logo, but you're saying you just typed in the letters.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what all graphic designers do. I mean, some graphic designers do.
I think some graphic designers they make the letters.
Well,
themselves.
That's a typeface designer. That's completely different than a graphic designer.
So what's a graphic designer then?
A graphic designer designs layouts and stuff for
brands. For buildings?
Potentially.
Okay.
I mean, like, look at any book. Like, the front cover was designed by a graphic designer. They didn't design the
I thought it was like art.
Well, some books have art on the front cover, but...
And they don't make the art either.
Well, sometimes they do, but, if it's a book, the art
I just feel like if I took, Times New Roman and then I put it over someone else's artwork, would I really be designing something?
I mean...
Versus, like, if I, hand sculpted a car out of, some sort of material, then I'd say, okay, I designed that car.
Right. Clay is probably what you would use to...
Exactly. So, like, if you could do that kind of thing, but with letters, I guess I'd be a little more impressed.
What do you mean? What are you getting at, I guess?
Oh, nothing. I'm sorry. I'm just a little disappointed. So I think maybe if we...
Well, I think you just have a fundamental misunderstanding of what graphic design is. I mean, this is not your field. I mean, like,
well, you got me there.
I mean, you don't design the cars that you're selling.
That's true. But I'm not a designer. Whereas you claim to be.
Well, sure, but you don't.
Anyway, let's move on. So
Okay.
we thought it would be a good idea today, since we're on vacation, to talk about the wonderful video that came out recently of Adam Levine and wife showing you around their place. Which,
Bahati. His wife's
Right.
name is Bahati.
yes. Bahati.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that's not a vacation home, I'd say it has many vacation home-like qualities.
Absolutely.
So we kind of wanted to do a kind of a reaction video, except since this isn't a video and we don't have a laptop with us, more of a reaction memory, a reaction to our memory of the video.
Yeah, because we watched it together.
Right.
And
It was beautiful.
yeah, I mean, we actually watched it on this vacation trip.
Yes.
We
I'm
watched
kind of say this has been the best vacation of maybe my entire life. I mean,
It's been a good vacation.
every night's been amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the showers here are beautiful. We've got those what do you call them? Like those rain showers where they have. Well, I mean, we have separate showers, but actually, we use the same shower, but we.
Not at the same time, of course.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a one bedroom kind
And the
of
bars.
deal. Yeah, the bars around here.
Oh, but we sleep on separate sides of the bed. I don't think we should. You know, we don't want to. You know.
Well,
seem like
Helen
we're
would
screwing.
maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't want to cause a.
Well, it's not about Helen. I'm just not really.
Huh.
That attracted to you.
Yeah, sure. I'm not attracted to you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you've said I'm attractive before, though.
Well, I've commented about your, sex appeal, but that's just
Right.
because I think that.
And I think, to that point, I think you got a great face. Like, I wish some of my characteristics were actually closer to yours.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And the body hair that you have, I'm really jealous of.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
definitely appreciate you, but,
Well, I think we each have physical qualities that, you and I aren't going to be an Adam Levine.
well, maybe one day.
Right, but like right now we have sort of complementary features that kind of build the other person up. Not just physically, but also in our personalities, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this vacation trip has been sort of a testament of those strengths.
Well, I think it's been a good place to kind of explore the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Explore Fort Lauderdale by the Sea. Some great,
Beautiful community.
There's some great bars around here. I mean,
Oh my God.
we went to this one pub called the Ocean Mist Pub.
Oh,
Beautiful
love
place.
OMP. Goodness gracious.
We played some pool.
It was great.
We kicked back. We had several Guinnesses each. I think I had maybe 5 Guinnesses there.
Yeah,
Just on Tuesday night alone.
Yeah, it was kind of a lot, but
Well, what else? It's it's so Irish. If you go in there and you order something that's not Guinness, you're gonna look like a fucking idiot.
oh yeah, there was this guy, obviously, kind of not a local, sort of a tourist. We're technically tourists, but I feel like we have a better sense of the community, even though we've only been here a couple days. But this guy was clearly, just wandered in off the street. So he just wanders in, orders a what did he order?
Here's a Miller Lite.
Fucking Miller Lite.
Can you imagine going to Ocean Mist Pub and ordering a Miller Lite?
I was pretty embarrassed for him. I almost was like, "Hey, buddy, Guinness or nothing, am I right?" And, oh gosh.
Yeah, that's a great place. Some fun guys in there too.
Fun guys, a few fun gals.
I don't really have any. I don't have very much Irish ancestry, but
Oh, really?
I've always kind of admired them as a people.
Mm-hmm. They've been through a lot, let me tell you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Potato famine.
That's the big one, I think. Sorry, I'm just eating a brownie.
Yeah.
And which is great. Thanks for making these, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
And
it's just I think I got the brownie mix at Costco.
I like that Irish people. I mean, I like everything about them. I like the green. I like shamrocks. I like that their one, big holiday is a drinking holiday. I think that says a lot about them. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, you don't see that kind of thing in a lot of cultures. I mean, every St. Patrick's Day, I don't even remember it the next day. If I even wake up the next day. So it's like...
Well, I think there's more to the Irish culture than, just drinking profusely.
Right. There's the potato famine. There's kind of the... There's the Celtic music. Have you heard of Celtic Woman?
Yeah, they're great. They're really good. I saw them live back in 2012. I think...
really pretty ladies in that group.
Oh, they're beautiful. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Great accents. I really like their accents. I'm kind of a sucker for those European accents, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I like their accents. But I think it's the message that's in the music that really hit me hard with Irish women. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, we're getting a little off course.
Yeah, sorry. Back to
So their house. We wanted to go kind of over pros and cons. First pro, Adam's closet. I mean, if I could live in there, I would. I mean, just gorgeous, plenty of space. Adam's shoes are amazing.
His shoe collection's awesome.
I would love to get my hands on those shoes.
Holy shit!
Just feel them. Try them on, just look at them even. I love his closet. I think it's pretty fun that...
Well, I like that it's so big. I mean, it really is a room.
It is a room. I mean, I would be, if they, adopted me, I know I'm an adult, but hypothetically, if they adopted me, I would just be happy living in there. And I think in a lot of ways, Adam, would have been kind of like the father that I didn't have a lot of a chance to know in my own life, but sort of a better version of that father.
How so? What,
well,
did your dad make you live in his closet or something?
No, I didn't live in the closet. I mean, I had my own room, but I only really knew he was only really around for a brief period of time, and in that period of time, he was, he had a lot of tough love, whereas I feel like Adam, he has tough love, but he also has a lot of soft love. And I just think that, I think he's a great father, and frankly, I'm kind of envious of his children.
Yeah, I mean...
And I think it's cool that the kitchen is kind of the hangout zone.
Yeah, I thought that was cool that they really emphasized the thought and effort and energy that went into designing the kitchen. Beautiful space. I like that he has those shoes in the dining room.
Oh, that's a great touch.
Cool, and they have the...
That's a great touch.
Well, there's that painting on the wall that's the art from Geordie.
Beautiful touch.
Yeah, the Geordie... This is a bit of fun fan trivia for Maroon 5. The album artwork for Geordie is actually a piece of that painting that his friend did for him. So cool. Very,
very cool.
Yeah. Lots of little African animals in there. They got a cheetah in there.
I think there's an elephant.
I think there is an elephant. Yeah. There's that huge rhino in...
Oh, yes.
Is it in Bahami's room or in, the studio? I forget.
I think it's in the studio.
That's right.
She is a non-profit to save the rhinos.
I think that's beautiful.
Which I think is great. I've always been a big rhinoceros head.
Yeah. I mean, they're cool. They've got this big...
They've got the horn.
Well, they've got the two horns. They've got that really, really long one, and then they've got the sort of shorter one that's behind the...
I'd have to see a picture.
We saw one last night. Did you not see?
Well, I just think rhino is known for their horn. Maybe there's a horn I missed, but you know, I don't.
Well, maybe I'm forgetting it. I mean, we were both pretty buzzed. Not
That's
gonna lie.
true. I mean,
we just walked.
To be honest, there's a lot of last night that I don't remember. I mean, I think I went swimming at one point.
Yeah, well, there's a pool out here.
Right, so maybe I just dreamed about it.
No, that sounds right. That
Okay.
sounds pretty familiar.
It's pretty foggy, to be honest.
Right. Well, I remember walking back from Ocean Mist, the pub, and yeah.
That bartender was hitting on me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
I got the look from her quite a few times.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
The look? What do you mean?
Well, you know, I don't want to be crude, but kind of the, you know, fuck me eyes, as they say.
Huh. Interesting.
Of course, you know, I had to be true to Helen, so it was another moment that, you know, I sacrificed a lot, kind of, for that relationship. I mean, yeah.
It wasn't really a sacrifice. I mean, it's just, you say no. I mean...
Well, I think that is a sacrifice.
Well, you don't have to fuck everyone who gives you fuck me eyes.
Well, no, I mean, you know, like, I wouldn't want to be with someone who is, you know, like, unattractive. Or maybe, you know, it's just not my type.
She was your type?
No. Well, yeah, she was, but I was saying, you know, I wouldn't want to, like, fuck someone who was, you know, ugly. It's just not my type.
Huh. Well, I mean, there's a famous saying, you've probably heard it, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. I'm sure you've heard the...
Oh, yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah.
I mean...
But do you know what it means?
Oh, yeah.
So it means that, you know, if you love... Well, go ahead, sorry.
Well, I mean, it means if you think someone's pretty, it's, you know, it's because you're looking at them.
No, because that would mean that anyone that you look at is pretty, which could be true, but, you know, you just said that some people you don't think...
Well, it's kind of a nice expression. It's kind of like saying, all dogs go to heaven. I mean, I'm not sure literally every single dog goes to heaven. I'm sure some of them go to hell. But you're just kind of being nice.
I mean, all dogs go to heaven is kind of... I mean, that's not it's not really a philosophical statement, whereas I think beauty is in the eyes of the beholder is more of a philosophical statement.
Well, isn't everything a philosophical statement?
No.
Huh. Well, I just think we disagree on this. Anyway, Ocean Mist Pub was great.
Beautiful house.
Really pretty house of Adam Levine. Adam, if you're out there, we love you.
I think I like we're talking about our favorite rooms of the house. You liked his closet, which, you know...
That's my favorite. Second favorite, probably the kitchen.
Kitchen was great. I loved that bar area. Where he has those portraits on the wall.
That's a good point. I mean, that bar, I'd be hanging out there a lot.
Oh, it was, I mean, so cozy. It's got the sort of darker tones, a lot of wood finish everywhere. He's got those portraits hanging up. Kurt Cobain is hanging up there. We've mentioned Nirvana on the podcast before.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
Love them.
I mean, how can you not like the Beatles?
Love them.
They're great. Yeah, I mean, he's like, I think their influence really shines through his music. I think that's the funny thing about Adam. He takes gold and somehow makes it more valuable.
It's like in the story of Rumpelstiltskin. Except he's turning gold into even more precious gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know how he does it.
Well, I don't know either.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of the... actually, I think, going a step further, I think he is a real Rumpelstiltskin in the sense that he can take gold and turn it into more valuable gold. He can also take a straw and turn it into gold. I think a great example is Sex and Candy.
Oh, yeah.
The one that we just...
The original was terrible, almost.
The original one's kind of boring. I mean, it's like not a whole... It's just...
lyrics don't make any sense either.
They don't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I think I kind of get what the original band, Marcy Playground, is going for. But
I mean,
it just doesn't come together. It doesn't click like...
eating candy off of your lover's body sort of a thing.
I don't think it means that at all. I think you're sort of missing the whole point of the song. I mean, that's an interesting interpretation. I just don't see where you...
Well, I think that's pretty common. I mean...
Sure, yeah. I mean, we've all eaten food off of our lover's body before.
So then you agree with me?
Not that that's what the song's about.
Well, what do you think the song's about? Just like someone having sex next to candy?
Well, I don't think it's that literal, but that's where I guess my critique is, where it doesn't make that much sense. It doesn't really come together.
Sure.
We're talking about he's being downtown, like he's hanging around downtown.
Yeah, not somewhere you really have sex most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could, but you'd have to be pretty clever about the whole thing.
And, that's just a bad space to try something new, like, candy, eating it off of someone.
I don't think it's about eating candy off of this person that you're having sex with. I mean, that just doesn't... I don't think that's any part of the song.
What do you think he's smelling?
What, as far as the sex goes? Or the candy? Like...
Well, he says, I smell sex and candy. So I kind of was picturing him. He's been over, he's eating candy off of someone, and his nose is kind of smelling, the fluids as well as the candy he's eating.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that's a pretty literal translation of the song.
Well, I haven't heard another translation from you, I mean.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think
it's... just because you don't understand something that, doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, I don't think it's a good song just because I think for a song with sex in the title, not very sexy. That's my thing. Not really, doesn't really go hard, but I'm just saying, just because you don't understand something, it doesn't mean that, it's bad. I mean, I don't understand, the Declaration of Independence, but that doesn't mean I think it's bad. I mean, I think it's good.
Yeah, I don't know what you... So, Sex and Candy, I never said that your interpretation was bad. I just said it was... I don't think that's what it's about.
But you don't know what it's about.
Right, but I know it's not that. I mean, you could say, I think Animals is about giraffes. It's clearly not about giraffes. It's clearly about he's,
Well, there's lions right in the cover.
You really think Animals by Maroon 5 is about lions?
No, I think it's about fucking like a lion. I mean, it's a metaphor.
Right, it's a metaphor. That's what I'm trying to say.
But whereas in Sex and Candy, I mean, it's possible there's some hidden metaphor, but I think it's more likely it's about sexual eating of candy.
No, I think it's a metaphor, and that's my problem with it.
Well, what is it a metaphor for?
That's my problem with it. I don't know what it's a metaphor for.
Well, have you ever thought that maybe it's not a metaphor?
I've thought it's maybe not a metaphor, but I don't think it's about something as specific as eating candy off... Well, because he never talks about that. He's like, I smell sex and candy here. Who's that lounging in my chair? Who's that casting?
The woman he's having sex with.
Okay, so she's in a chair.
In his chair.
She's in a chair covered with candy.
Post-coitus.
No, that's ridiculous.
Maybe during the coitus.
That's not what it's about. But moving on, regardless.
Well, who is lounging in his chair then?
Well, he's asking the question, who's that lounging in my chair?
I think I'm doing a pretty good analysis over here, and all you can offer is that you just don't understand every single line.
My main point was that I don't think it's a good song, period.
Well, we both agree there.
Okay. And my point is that...
I need another drink. I mean, this is just... I'm getting a headache.
You're like 5 in. You're on your 4th
I'm on vacation.
That's okay. I mean, to be fair, I'm 3 in myself. Another tequila tonic. I'll be on my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty buzzed.
Well, I think that it's a good time. It's vacation, and
okay. Well, just a sec. What do you want? What? Okay, we've got champagne. We've got.
Is it open?
Well, no. We'd have to pop it open. We got vodka.
Oh God, I guess some vodka.
Okay.
Just straight?
I mean, you want another drink.
Oh God, is this a flavor?
Yeah, it's Let me get you.
Give me a little glass.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so my whole point of this is, he's sort of a Rumpelstiltskin in all ways. He can take gold and turn it into gold, more valuable gold.
Strong stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better. Yeah, so Adam's great. I think this is a good time to talk about... Sorry, were you saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that
finish your thought.
he spins everything he touches into gold.
Right.
Straw, gold.
Right.
Gold, more valuable gold.
Great.
Yeah.
I think this is a good time to talk about the next podcast that we're doing. I'm sorry, the next album that we're doing, because that's one thing. I mean, we kind of took this trip as a way to connect as bandmates, and also
to work on stuff. But,
right. And also to kind of explore what we want to do in the future and kind of our ideas. So we have a big announcement to make.
Big announcement.
Well, it's vacation. We don't have to work all the time. But a big announcement. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm happy, jamming. But...
well, I mean, to be fair, we haven't jammed much this...
we did that one time. That one night.
I mean, I jammed.
The first night.
I brought my guitar, and I
was singing along.
You were pretty gone. I'm surprised you remember that.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of performers, you need alcohol to really open up the voice.
Okay, look, you weren't really singing along. You were singing a different song. I was singing Maps, and you were singing some fucking Hinder bullshit.
That's a great song. Anyway, well, we still have, a good couple of days, right? I mean, there's plenty of time we can record or whatever. But...
Well, I mean, we've been here 5 days. We leave...
Listen, this is my
2 days.
one goddamn vacation I've had in years, okay? And I can spend it however I want to. I mean, the truth is that I was, I was laid off from the dealership, and this was kind of my opportunity to sort of refocus and bounce back. And, frankly, I think that this project is kind of... It played a role in my... in declining my number of, sales. And that kind of led me to, that was my third strike for having low numbers. So, I mean, I'm not worried. I'm going to hit the job market running. And my uncle is helping out. But point being, this is my chance to relax without someone bothering me about, trying to buy a Hyundai or something. So I do want to work on the music, and music's important to me. And I just feel like it would do us a lot of good if we just kind of sat down together and just listened, just felt some of the power behind some of this music we're trying to cover. I mean, sometimes I listen to, like, your cover of Maps, for instance, and I just think, this is it?
Oh, wow. God damn, that's a huge compliment. Yeah, I was really... Wow, I didn't know you felt that way about Maps.
Well...
I mean, I have to admit, I felt every word that I sang in there. I mean, that's... I mean, you know this. We've talked about this on and off the podcast. Like, yeah, it really carried me through a tough spot.
Right, yeah.
I mean, recording that, I just sort of broke down after that.
Right.
I think you can kind of hear it in my voice. I'm actually on the record, which...
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's very vulnerable, but I think it adds to the
yeah.
experience. But yeah, that's a huge compliment. Thanks. But sorry about your job. I didn't know that.
Well, it's I'm better off without it. I mean, it's been on the
I know you really
the decline for a while, and I mean, frankly, I think that dealership's really just in the shitter. I'm not going to name names or brands because that's unprofessional, but it's in the shitter. And, I've kind of thought about, I'm just kind of open to exploring options. I mean, part of me wants to stay in car salesmanship because it's kind of my main passion. Part of me thinks maybe I could have a job as like a tire builder or some other car type job. Maybe a
tire builder? What do you mean?
I'm just spitballing, but
do you want to design tire? Oh God, my back. Do you want to design tires?
Potentially.
Huh. Yeah, that could be a lucrative business.
I feel like they all look the same.
Well, they're a little different. If you look close enough, you can tell that...
Sure, the tread's different.
Right.
But I feel like they're all kind of the same otherwise.
No, I mean, cars are all the same for the most part.
Well, that's not true. I mean, if you look at the front headlight design, it's very different across different
Okay, well, what I mean is, like, they all have an engine, they all, have wheels, they all...
Some of these new electric cars, they don't even have an engine.
Sure. Yeah, I was just saying that they're similar to tires in that they're all sort of
anyway,
the same...
Before we started talking about Maps, for some reason, my point was just going to be, I think that we could dig a little deeper and feel the music and maybe put out something that at least slaps, a real headbanger, a real party rocker and panty dropper, if you will.
Mm-hmm. With that talk, it sounds like you've been listening to too much All American Nightmare.
I'm guilty.
I mean, we listened to that on the way over here.
But you weren't really paying attention. I mean, you kept talking over it, asking for directions, that kind of thing. And I was just like, can't we just sit and just focus on the music for 5 minutes?
Well, I mean,
or for an hour.
Distracted, but I've never driven to Florida before.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying tonight. We can lay down on the ground, just blast All American Nightmare, and we can kind of think.
Well, no, I mean we're gonna.
We can finally
the Maroon
think.
5 record. Well, you just said, like, so that we can listen to the stuff we're going to cover.
Sure. Well, in that case, yeah. I mean, we should probably be blasting. Yeah. Well, okay. Special announcement that leads me to it.
Okay, we're not covering All American Nightmare by Hendrix.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I just want to get that on air so we have a record of it.
Well, I mean, just because we're not.
We have it in writing, but I think it's important that fans know that we are, dedicated to Maroon 5 specifically. And only Maroon 5. I mean, we'll cover the covers that they've done.
Sometimes I think that we don't understand each other because I'm so free, whereas it feels like you really restrict yourself, I feel like I'm very free emotionally and spiritually, so that one day I can cover Maroon 5 and the next day I'm covering Hinder. Whereas you seem a little more rigid.
Well, yeah, if you want to start a Hinder cover band, by all means, go ahead. But, maybe you should do that with...
I might.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that as long as it doesn't encroach on the time that's put into MVCB or MVCBP.
I'm going to have a lot more free time now,
Yeah, I encourage you to explore that if you want.
Could you do guitar for me?
Well, no. I'm doing guitar for MVCBP. Sorry, MVCB.
Well...
I am the...
if I'm doing both, I don't see why you can't do both.
Wait, you're doing both what?
If I'm doing both MVCB and an unnamed Hinder cover band project, why can't you do both?
Well, I have a job. I do this
That's low. I had a job up until a couple days ago, so you can get off your high horse about it,
Well, no, what I'm saying is, sorry you lost your job.
Look,
it sounds like...
I think we should go back to Miami tonight.
Okay.
On the way, we can listen to the commentary album, so we get more familiar with what we want to do. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm speaking out of turn.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
So...
Well, first off, I love the idea of going to Miami. I wish you could hit up that Oasis place again.
Oh.
Guys, if you're ever in Miami, Florida, you've got to hit up Oasis.
It's the music, the drinks,
it's
the
incredible.
Food.
Okay, so
the waitress is pretty hot.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Except for that one.
Well, I thought they were all very attractive. They were all very nice.
They were all very nice.
Yeah, I tipped them all, 15%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
They seem pretty happy. Well, at least I would imagine that they were pretty happy. But anyways, if you've ever been to, I know a lot of our fans are from Greenville. Shout out to Gather. This place is a lot like Gather, Greenville.
It's kind of the Gather of Miami.
Yeah, scaled up, super sexy, super slick.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
The tower bar is huge. It's very tall.
It's very tall. It's like... if you've been to Gather Greenville, you have those crates sort of stacked up on top of each other. This one's got like 10 crates stacked on top of each other. It's amazing. But anyways, so going to Miami tonight, gonna be listening to the next album that we're going to cover. This is a big announcement.
Yes.
We are going to be covering would you like to...
We're going to be covering overexposed commentary. Now, just to be clear, we're not talking about overexposed, and we're not talking about overexposed deluxe. We're talking about overexposed commentary, which is a collection of spoken word commentary tracks with Adam Levine and crew, and they kind of discuss what the songs in Overexposed, their meanings, and we kind of took this upon ourselves as a good transition point because we get to kind of psychoanalyze Adam Levine and crew as we sort of say their words and we feel their emotions, and that's going to set us up really well to cover Overexposed.
Absolutely.
As well as other Maroon 5 projects.
Well, we kind of have to become the characters themselves in order to cover this commentary album. And again, I do want to reiterate, we're not covering Overexposed the album, so don't get too excited for Payphone. That's going to come later.
But there will be a commentary track about the meaning behind Payphone that we will be covering. That's really quite something.
I'm super pumped about this part of the podcast.
I'm stoked. And also, it's going to free up a lot of time in the sense that, these are one-word spoken tracks. So, the Job Hunt, perhaps the Hinder cover band, I'm going to have a good amount more free time. So, we're going to be finishing the V album first. And we're going to be giving the other one our all. But I'm just saying, it's kind of a good place to peel back and kind of contemplate Adam and crew.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be really good.
Once again, if you're listening, Adam, we do it all for you. And if this podcast only had one listener and that listener was Adam Levine, it would all be worth it.
Oh, it'd be a success.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. So again, super pumped for Overexposed commentary cover album. Keep your eyes open and your ears peeled. It's going to be a real fun time. A challenge in a different way than covering V or any of their other albums.
Oh yeah, a unique challenge.
Yeah, I mean
the only commentary album they've done, and I think that speaks to just how difficult it'll be.
I think so. Yeah. Well, my guess is that they probably did this commentary album and they're like, "Oh, let's do it for Overexposed. You know, we have a lot of bangers on that one," which they do have a lot of bangers. Mm-hmm. So they
absolutely
did the commentary for this album, and I mean, I think when you've created a masterpiece like Overexposed, and then you have to talk about it and continuously reiterate it, it's probably overwhelming revisiting your old work. So kudos to
some of your best work.
Yeah, kudos to Adam for doing that. I do wish they had a commentary album for V. I think that would be really cool.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be great.
But again, that'd be overwhelming.
Well, I'm getting a little bit nauseous, so it'd be great if we could kind of call it quits early. I mean, I don't know how long this has been, probably about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta eat something. I mean, I'm...
Takeout again?
Well, we're going to Oasis tonight in Miami, so we'll probably just...
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we'll probably just...
We're Ubering again, right?
I mean, there's no way I'm driving. I've had
oh man, you need
3 of these tonic.
I think I'm just gonna
tequilas.
Go try to induce vomiting real quick so I can kind of get through that Uber ride, and that shouldn't take long, and then I'll be ready.
Yeah, I hope
it's easier than you think if you ever want me to teach you. It's just the fingers down the throat. Yeah. It helps if you're kind of hunched over. I usually do it in the bathtub.
No, I'm actually, Do
we have any Gatorade left?
Oh gosh, I think I drank all of it last night.
Jesus Christ, are you trying to kill him? Anyway, we're gonna be fine. I do this all the time, so if anyone's worried back home, I'm not at my limit or anything, but and also, I just want to take this moment to say, don't drink and drive. Be like us. Take an Uber.
Or a Lyft.
Or a Lyft or a taxi.
If you got friends in the city, which we don't. Well, we do in Greenville, thankfully. A lot of good friends.
Oh, yeah.
And support, but...
Oh, yeah. I've been texting Craig all week.
Jesus Christ.
God, I wish he could play guitar.
Well,
he would be perfect for a
sure
cover band.
Be a good addition to your band. I mean, just as long as he's not playing in MVCBP, I'm fine.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
you and him can do your own thing. We just don't really get along very well.
Right.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. That's kind of a bummer, but
yeah,
I sort of blame him more than I blame myself for that fallout, if you will.
Interesting, kind of a self-congratulatory sort of thing. Well, anyway, it's been great. Kind of to recap, I think I gave Adam Levine's House a 10 out of 10, I believe.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I mean, if the knob could go up higher, I'd crank that fucking thing to 15. It's immaculate house, very clean.
I forgot to say, I really enjoy their bathroom design with the I like that it's big and it has the closing door over the shower. I kind of picture Adam sort of gazing in at Bahati, and that's nice. That's nice.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is it's pretty romantic. It's got a sort of romantic edge to it.
Oh yeah. I would love to be right there. So, whether it was Adam Well, I'd probably prefer if it was Adam in the shower, but Bahati would be great too. Kind of a viewing area there, and I think that's hot. So that's another 10 out of 10 for that design.
God. Yeah, that's... I'm not quite sure what to say to that. I don't really know if I should agree or disagree. I mean, I like the design is what I'm trying to say. I think we might like the design for different reasons. I don't know. Well, because I mean, I see Adam sort of as a like a person that I looked up to. So I don't really want to see him while I'm brushing my teeth.
Well, we've discussed this before. I mean, and I think maybe some fans got the wrong idea. I mean, I'm not interested in men sexually, personally. I have nothing against those who are. Probably the only man I'm interested in is Adam, and that comes from a place of almost...
I mean, he's hot.
It's like, do I want to fuck him or do I want to be him? And I think the answer is both. So, if...
Well, that's a
I think I'm
sort of philosophical question, almost.
Right. And so I think that he's sort of the one man that I would want to watch in the shower. I mean, sure, I'd also want to watch Austin Winkler. But those are kind of the two men that I would want to watch in the shower.
No, interesting. So you're, I don't know, just brushing your teeth and...
Oh, I'm not brushing my teeth. I mean, I'm really looking. So anyway,
yeah, lots to think about.
Oh god, oof, this grapefruit stuff's making me nauseous. Okay, like I said, gonna go take care of things. You can go ahead and kind of queue up the Uber. It shouldn't be long.
Yeah.
Shout out to Oasis. Shout out to Overexposed Commentary, which we'll be covering. Shout out to Florida, to Adam.
Fort Lauderdale by the Sea. Shout out to Ocean Mist Pub. Best Irish pub I've ever been to. Hands down.
You can taste the Irish.
You can. I mean, the sign's green.
Shout out to Four Loko, but encouraging them to change the formula back. Shout out to the makers of this wonderful coconut coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Maroon 5. Shout out to Bahati.
Shout out to Architectural Digest, who did the video. Was it Architect Digest?
Oh, I see what I was like, what is this, some dumb design thing? But yeah, I think you might be right, yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's not dumb design stuff.
Well, I just meant dumb design stuff, like, off topic.
Oh, okay.
Sure. But since it's on topic, I'll,
Right, so if I say, dumb car stuff, I don't mean I'm insulting you in particular.
No, because you could be talking about, like, a bad car.
Okay,
I wouldn't feel insulted at all by that.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Okay, well, anyway, I feel like we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, sorry. This one might drag on a little longer just because we
might have to do a two-parter.
Yeah, I mean, we're both pretty... I mean, what can I say? We're loving this vacation.
It's been great.
Wish it was a little bit more
Watch out for more tunes in the near future. Not sure about this week.
Go listen to Sex and Candy, our version, and the Maroon 5 version. Don't listen
to the original version. It's not worth it.
Not worth your time.
I mean... It's unless you want to picture like eating candy off of someone's dick,
which is not what the song is about. We've established that very clearly, I think.
Well, maybe you have. All right, signing off.
All right,
MVCBP fans, MVCBPFs. We can call them. Well, that's a little long. Maybe just MVCBP fans.
That's perfect.
Yes. Okay.
Yep. All right, signing off. Take care.